Previously on the Game Show Reviewer.
I downloaded myself to your comm link again, sir. I have an open comm line to the plane to keep an eye on it. I bet this is a perspective you never thought you'd have on your reviews.
Sarah, you just saw something moving in the tunnel. Great, here we go again. Captain, get down! I demand an explanation from you right now. Who and what just tried to take a shot at me? I can't reveal any more than I've just said. Sarah, get me out of here.
Aye, sir. Excuse us, sir. Commander Stoma should be here in about 4 hours.
Well, that's timing. We can hide out in the video zone. Never mind, just go.
That was close.
Yeah, you're telling me.
We might not have time for a review, sir. I estimate she'll be able to pin us within 2 hours, 3 at most.
No, we will have time. This is Nickelodeon's most famous game show, and I'm going to give it a right proper review by any means necessary.
Here we go again.
We like to refer to it as the messiest minute in television. And it always starts like this. On your mark, get set, go, Jay!
Continuing my look at kids' game shows versus adult game shows, I can't possibly leave this one out. For anyone growing up in the late 80s and early 90s, this was the quintessential game show, the cream of the crop. The game was more like an excuse to have a show when the real point was just to get as messy as possible. You know which one I'm talking about. And it's coming up next on the Game Show Reviewer.
In the not-so-distant future, a time-traveling experiment known as the Tempest program was undergoing their first live trial. This did not go according to plan. Unknown to anyone, an extra-dimensional force, known by the call sign of Orion 3, seized control of the test aircraft, hurling plane and pilot off course and around time. Their mission? The complete destruction of Tempest 1. Now, faced with incredible odds against him, the Game Show Reviewer ducks in and out of time, still managing to review his favorite game shows while staying one step ahead of the evil forces, and all the while still hoping that his next leap will be the leap home.
On your mark, get set, go! Howdy y'all, I'm your game show reviewer, reviewing game show greats and the occasional dud. Well, just take a look at this set. I mean, this show really needs no introduction, does it? This is the game show that all kids' game shows owe their existence to, let's be honest. The time has come for us to look at the messiest, sloppiest show in game show history. I've said it before, the mid-80s was the golden era of game shows as far as I'm concerned. Game show legends like Pyramid, Press Your Luck, and Tic-Tac-Dough were doing a fine job keeping the adults entertained. But what about the kids? Well, we had to wait about a decade because the early to mid-90s was the golden era for Nickelodeon game shows. Legends of the Hidden Temple, Nickelodeon Guts, and Nick Arcade all saw success during this time. However, they all owe their success to this one, a show that actually premiered in 1986, and pretty much was the turning point for the fledgling network called Nickelodeon. You know which one I'm talking about. So, enough of the pretext, let's get to Double Dare.
On your mark. You can applaud. Get set. Go!
This show seriously has nothing to hide. Even from the very first moment, it proudly proclaims it's the messiest show on television, and then backs up that claim. What we're seeing is one of the many famous physical challenges on this show, but we'll get to those in a minute. Like Nick Arcade, we had a toss-up round to determine which team was going to be in control of the game first. No backstage coin tosses at Nickelodeon. The winner here is granted a small amount of cash, $20 on the original Double Dare, and later $25 on the family version, and control of the round. So, we've been introduced to the premise of the show. Let's get introduced to our host, Mark Summers.
Welcome to Double Dare. Thank you, Harvey. Thank you, audience. This is the show where we dare you to run through a crazy obstacle course and in the process, hopefully win 8 fabulous prizes.
And then we're introduced to the teams, the standard 2-player arrangement, unless this is the later family Double Dare editions, in which case there are 4 players. Then we get the rule read-off. And by the way, the rules of this show never changed. Ever. Need proof?
This is a game where daring for dollars will double your bucks, and here's how that works. I'm going to ask a question, and if you don't know the answer or think the other team doesn't have a clue, you can dare them to answer it for double the dollars. But be careful, because you can always double dare them back for 4 times the amount.
At which point, they have to answer the question or take a physical challenge.
I swear, anyone who watched this show could recite that rule read-off in their sleep. In fact, they were so well known that Mark Summers even made a ceremony of it when he finally memorized the rules. That's not to say he didn't occasionally have fun with the rule read-offs.
What happens?
They have to either answer the question or take the physical
Our
challenge.
producer today, it's Debbie, right over there.
Dollar values were originally $10 for a standard question, $20 for a dare, and $40 for a double dare / physical challenge, later up to $25, $50, and $100 in the family double dare version. Remember what I said earlier, that this game show was more like an excuse to have the messiest, sloppiest show on television? Well, if that was the case, then let's get the excuse part out of the way and get to all the gack. We had questions of all variety, from multiple choice.
What comedian's real name is Arthur Jefferson? Is it Sherman Hemsley? Is it Henny Youngman? Or is it Stan Laurel? Which of the following is not, or was not, a real animal? A Labrador retriever, a Labrador duck, or a Labrador pig?
To straight trivia.
What is the capital of Louisiana?
To, well, these.
If the hustle was a dance in the 70s and Saturday Night Fever made disco the rage, then what instrument does Chuck Berry play? What number would you get by dividing the number of weeks in a year by the number of cards in a regular deck of playing cards with no jokers?
For $25, Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, and Lear are all manufacturers of what product? Worth $25, or you could dare them. Need an answer, please. Dare. All right, for $50, Northrop Grumman, Lockheed Martin, and Lear are all manufacturers of what product? Worth $50, or you could double dare them back. Yeah, double dare. All right, for $100, Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, and Lear are all manufacturers of what product, or will you take a physical challenge? Physical challenge. All right, so the answer is aircraft. Aircraft, by the way. You know, as a pilot captain, I'm surprised you didn't know that. That was uncalled for. Oh yeah? Then why did it feel so good? So yeah, it's just a trivia game. Is this seriously all the legendary show I've been talking up for so long is about? Absolutely not, because you remember those physical challenges? That is where we could have some good degrees of fun. The team that accepted the physical challenge would have to perform some sort of stunt in under either 15, 20, or 30 seconds to retain control of the round and the money they just dared back and forth. The toss-up match from earlier can technically be counted as a physical challenge, but with both teams in play and no time limit. But let's look at the physical challenges themselves. These wacky stunts vary between the seemingly simple...
Set, go! Okay, be very careful. Don't fall off. This was easy. Hold your balance. Take your time. Take your... Get a plane over there and send it over in the right direction. Okay, keep going. I know Dave is really rooting you on. He needs this one. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Not quite there. Oh! Are we giving it there? We're giving him that.
To the needlessly difficult, such as the 2 locks that needed to be opened.
Go! All right, attack those locks now. Somebody get on the top, somebody get on the bottom. Use every key that you can. You may want to turn them. All right, try a different key then. If you get one, you know that you're close, and the other one has it in the right place.
Oh, let's be honest, the most memorable were often the most sloppy. I don't have nearly enough time to go through all the ones that ever appeared on the show, So here's a montage of physical challenges that appeared on the show at some point.
On your mark, get set, go! Yes, it was filled past the line. That wasn't quite the way we wanted to do it, but you did it in your own fashion.
Okay, returning to the trivia game. Yeah, I know, but that's why I'm here, to talk about the game. Well, anyways, the trivia game would bounce back and forth between the teams until the end of round 1. Returning from the commercial break, we find yet another toss-up, and Mark Summers with this comment about round 2.
Will be doubled, and by chance, in just a little while, you hear this sound right here. That means the game is over.
Dollar values are doubled in this round, meaning the single question is worth 20, dare worth 40, and double dare worth 80. Later, 50, 100, and 200. Just like Trebek's double dare. Nice. Well, anyways, like Mark had said, the buzzer marks the end of the round, so after yet another round of trivia and messy physical challenges, the winning team moves on to the end game. The losing team, by the way, kept their winnings, which was occasionally bumped up a few dollars, and of course, kept the parting gifts.
We're getting ready to race through the Family Double Dare obstacle course. It's coming up right after this. Don't you double dare go anywhere.
And welcome back, dear viewers. Okay, so we've had some fun with the physical challenges so far, but is that seriously what the show is all remembered for? Just some minor messes in the midst of a trivia game? Absolutely not! What this show is remembered for is the end game. Now let's look at adult versus kids game shows once again that we've been looking at for the past, 5 episodes now? Let's see, we've had giant maps, we've had time trails, we've had birthday parties, we've had mountain climbs from hell, and we've had video games. The one thing we haven't had is just a simple, straight race to the finish in under 60 seconds. Well, Double Dare sort of provides. And it just so happens to be one of the most fun minutes in television history. This way, please. I guess you're wondering about this, right? All in good time, my friends. All in good time.
Boy, we had a great game here today on Double Dare. $10 separated first and second place. The water bugs are here. You're going to run this obstacle course.
Have you ever played Capture the Flag? Well, think of this round as a relay race with a touch of Capture the Flag thrown in for good measure. Now, I could go off on my standard essay about this round, how the most famous obstacles included the Sunday Slide, the Ringer, the Gumball Machine, the Big Nose. Okay, technically the nose known as Picket or Don Nose would be more infamous than famous, I guess. And I could go on a long-winded discussion of how they were played. The Sunday Slide, for instance, was 2 slides in one. Players would have to climb up one straight slide with some form of slippery yak, usually chocolate syrup originally, then some generic stuff on it, to reach the top. From there, they slide down the traditional corkscrew slide into the sundae at the bottom and grab the flag. And actually there did exist a variant of the Sunday Slide that had a ladder in place of the first slide, but that variant was fairly rarely seen, usually only used when this obstacle was first or second in the lineup. The Ringer involved one of the players diving between 2 rollers and the other cranking them through. Although honestly, that part was kind of unnecessary, as these things were soft enough to just dive through. And I mean, heck, even later in Double Dare 2000, when they renamed it the Kids Squisher, they eliminated the crank altogether. Well, anyways, slide down the gat-covered slide, grab the flag on the rail, and pass it along to complete the obstacle. There was one change in Double Dare 2000, and that's that the flag was on a pole.
And I would like to take this gum and do a magic trick. I want to change it into candy. Watch very closely, ladies and gentlemen. All this gum changed into candy. Ready? Did you see the gum drop? Thank you so much.
The gumball machine was always the first obstacle of the course, with one exception in Double Dare 2000 as seen here. The flag was on the handrail at the top, and actually it was occasionally on a pole at the bottom. From Mark's signal, the player would grab the flag and jump into the machine. Their fellow contestants would have to be waiting at the bottom for them to emerge from all the gumballs, flag in hand, to pass along. And finally, we have the big nose. Oh, this nose. The idea behind Pick It is that the player would be picking the nose trying to find the flag stuffed up there. Unfortunately, sometimes the flag was so well hidden that the players would just lose right here. And other times they would just reach up and grab the flag with no issue. And sometimes the nose sneezed.
Interesting to see your hand go all the way. Watch out, watch out! Oh my gosh, it sneezed. Maybe it's allergic to you. Well, maybe the flag, no, it didn't fall out. It's still up there.
Wow. Yeah, this one was infamous with reason. This actually introduces us to the two categories these obstacles fell into. The flag is at one end and you have to get it, or the flag is hidden and you have to find it. The first category is self-explanatory, like the first three we discussed, or perhaps the hamster wheel, or the ant farm, or the icy trike. But the second got interesting. The nose is one of them, and similarly, there were the waffles, the sandwich, and the pizza. Another variant to find the flag was if it was hidden among a few choices, such as in the soda jerk or in some balloons, or even on a giant typewriter. There is one interesting one that's either brilliant commercial promotion or sheer laziness in hiding the flag. Probably both. This one is the blimp. Contestants pull on a rope, slime and the flag fall out, move along. If anyone ever lost at this one, never mind, there's no need to even speculate on that because I don't think it ever happened. Anyways, like I was saying, I could go on my long-winded essay about this obstacle course, but let's face it, no amount of discussion and lecture is going to capture the fun and exhilaration we, the viewing audience, felt watching this thing, rooting for the teams to make it to the finish line, all the while laughing along with the contestants that they slipped up somewhere, and just enjoying the mess they created.
Yes, they got it! They got it! The clock went to zero! Come on over here!
The obstacle course was, like I said, a 60-second race to the finish with each obstacle cleared worth a prize, right off during the intro. And after all was said and done, the studio a slippery, sloppy mess, our host would sign off.
Hope you had a good time here on Family Double Dare. We always do. We're here on Nickelodeon 7:30 Saturday and Sunday nights. Join us, won't you? See you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Come on, seriously, this is one of the most awesome game shows back in the late 80s and early 90s. You know how this game worked. Now, there were actually several different versions of Double Dare, so...
That's it, sir. Time's up. Leap event detected.
That doesn't mean she's gonna find us right away.
No, but that does.
Oh. Let's hope when I get through history at least before we end up in a shooting match.
I still don't understand is how they can track us so quickly.
It doesn't matter, Sarah. The point is she can't. We have to figure out a way to nullify that advantage.
Very well, sir. Stand by to leap.
I'm only halfway done here, Sarah. I still got a review to finish.
Seriously, sir?
Seriously, Sarah, we can't keep leaping around Nickelodeon studios like this. That's too easy a pattern to follow. We'll finish up my review of Double Dare here. Then we'll try for the 22nd century with the solar energy you have stored up.
Okay, sir. Just be careful.
Thanks. Anyways, like I was saying, the history and all the different incarnations of Double Dare. Double Dare began its run on Nickelodeon on October 6, 1986. Announcing was John Harvey, or just simply Harvey as we knew him, and of course, hosting was legendary game show host Mark Summers. The show was greeted with instant success with audiences, and more importantly, gave Nickelodeon the critical boost it needed to be put on the map. However, just because this show was a smash success, doesn't mean things were totally in order behind the scenes, at least not at first. Okay, remember when I referenced this? I guess you're wondering about this, right? Okay, now I get to talk about it. During the taping of the first episode of Double Dare, the first obstacle of the first course to be run was called Nightmare. Basically, this was a find the flag obstacle, with the flag hidden in a giant feather-filled pillow. This run needed no less than 4 different takes before getting it right. In take 1, they forgot to put the flag in the pillow. Seriously. In take 2, they again forgot the flag, although this time it was due to a communication mishap. The producers had thought Mark had put the flag in there, and Mark thought the producers had put the flag in there, so there was, once again, no flag to be found. In take 3, the flag was finally put into the pillow, but the timer failed to start, and a cameraman had obstructed the player's path due to falling down. Take 4 is the one that finally made it on air, and the players didn't do too bad either, making it to obstacle 6 before time lapsed. In the summer of 1987, a short 40-minute episode experiment was tried out called Super Sloppy Double Dare. Totally identical to the original Double Dare, but with physical challenges and an obstacle course designed to make a bigger mess of things. In the fall of that same year, Fox decided it wanted in on the fun. They had partnered up with Viacom and purchased the rights to distribution. From 1988 to late 1989, Double Dare would be in first-run syndication. In addition to this, Fox had also decided to produce their own version of the show, entitled Family Double Dare, Episode 101, April 3rd, 1988.
On your mark. Get set. Go! $50.
Once again, having learned not to tamper with game show formulas apparently, Family Double Dare was identical to the original show with 2 exceptions. First, the teams were now 4 family members. Second, the obstacle course was worth much bigger prizes, including an obstacle worth $3,000 of cash. One other thing, by the way, is that the red and the blue teams had actually switched sides on the stage, with the red now being on the left and the blue being on the right. But I guess they decided that was kind of weird because it was later switched back, although that led to the blue side being illuminated with red lights and the red side being illuminated with blue lights. It's kind of weird. Anyways, this could be considered a pilot series, if you will, an experiment to see if this kind of modification could work. Also, this was the closest to an adult game show that Double Dare ever got, with the general tone and feel being closer to, say, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire than a Nick game show. Fox's Family Double Dare ended on July 23rd, 1988.
This is your announcer, Harvey, reminding you that racing through slime is easy. Thinking up clever things to say at the end of the show. Now that's hard. See you next week.
On your mark. Perhaps get set. Go!
Remember Super Sloppy Double Dare? Well, it came back to air on January 23rd, 1989 on Nickelodeon, actually replacing the original Double Dare, where it remained on the air for a solid 3 years until March 15th, 1991. But before Super Sloppy Double Dare left the air, this happened.
$25 and control of the game.
Play some Family Double Dare.
Oh, hell yes, it was back. Now this is the version that would go on to become the most famous. Family Double Dare returned to Nickelodeon on August 13th, 1990 in all original form, complete with those modified 4-digit scoreboards from the Fox show. You know a funny story about those? Producers had actually wanted to switch back to the original 3-digit triangle boards and actually did so, but on the first episode that they were used, the red team actually topped the $1,000 mark, making their score appear to merely be 050.
We are over here at the Family Double Dare obstacle course where the downhill racers have broken the scoreboard. They've won $1,050, going to try and win the obstacle course now, starting off with Beth.
Producer just kind of shrugged, said oops, and quietly switched them back. All throughout 1992, another Double Dare had occasionally been popping up. Super Special Double Dare. These specials included celebrities from other shows, and a very bizarre one that included pairing up 2 NBA stars with kids, known as NBA All-Star Double Dare. This also, by the way, included a Wrestle-Rama special, but I think they just stopped doing these special shows and just started embedding celebrities into the 3 family teams on standard Family Double Dare. Family Double Dare continued its run for about 4 years when the producers finally decided it was time to retire the legendary show. However, when it comes time to sign off such a show, there's seriously only one way to do it.
These 2 teams have distinguished themselves as the smartest families during this past season of Family Double Dare by entering the...
Enter the Family Double Dare Tournament of Champions. Most of the last season had actually been dedicated for this, and at the end, 4 families were invited back for this special, 2 of which had answered the most questions, and 2 of which had cleared the obstacle course in the shortest amount of time, the underlying theme being was it brains or brawn that was required to win the game. On this hour-long special, the 2 smart teams played 1 round of Double Dare, then the 2 fast teams would play a single round. The winners from both sides would then play a full game of Family Double Dare to determine who would go to the obstacle course. Man, what a way to cap off the show that had put Nickelodeon on the map. Now, this isn't where it ends. Not by a long shot. Double Dare was greeted back on television in the form of Double Dare 2000, this time with Tiffany Phillips announcing and Jason Harris hosting.
Welcome to Double Dare 2000, the show where we are monumentally messy and proud of it.
Okay, I know a lot of people out there probably want me to rant and rave about this show, how it's not exactly like the original Double Dare, that Mark Summers isn't hosting and so forth. Let me be honest here. This is no Pyramid 2002, otherwise known as Donnie Mid. This is Double Dare. Family Double Dare to be exact. I mean, seriously, this show was almost identical to Family Double Dare with very few exceptions. For instance, the obstacle course was now called the Slopsticle course. But I think I'll let game show host Jason Harris tell you what was the biggest change of all.
And because this is Double Dare 2000, we have that little something that you probably know by now. Say it with me at home. The Triple Dare Challenge. Yes, indeed. Worth triple the box.
The Triple Dare Challenge was definitely an interesting update to the show. On a physical challenge in round 2 only, the family had the option of adding one additional challenge to the stunt that they were going to perform. This would increase the prize money to $300 and add an additional smaller prize to the challenge. The addition was usually something like a shorter time limit or adding one more item that needed to be caught or passed along or something. This really made the physical challenges in round 2 just that much more intense. When the family actually opted in, that is. I mean, seriously, it seemed to be so rare that they actually opted into these things. Well, anyways, there were a new few physical challenges here and there, and as well as a few new obstacles for the endgame, but all the classics were still here, even if they were slightly redressed and renamed. This was the perfect relaunch because, let's face it, it really wasn't like a relaunch. It felt more like Double Dare had just been on hiatus for a little bit, and then it finally got back on air. If I had to compare it to a show, I really wouldn't compare it to Pyramid 2002. I would actually compare it to Bob Eubanks' Card Sharks.
You can win $32,000 on the turn of a single card on Card Shark.
Unfortunately, Double Dare 2000 only lasted from January 24th to November 10th, 2000. So yeah, no, because if they'd gone any longer, they might have had to change the name of the show to Double Dare 2001 or something. Okay, enough silliness. Time to wrap this up. What made this kids' game show so special, you might be wondering? Well, the thing about kids is that sometimes they really just want to have fun, and making a huge mess is fun. All kids' game shows up until this point had been redresses of adult game shows, such as Junior Partner Pyramid. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but when they really only win cash for their parents, it just seems so adult. Double Dare took the concept of a trivia show and added the fun of getting all messy into the mix. The pristine game show set that no one ever expected to see get messed up was getting slopped up in bigger, better ways with each successive episode. It also set the standard for kids' game shows. I mean, it's okay to have the fun gameplay, but you also need the intense energy to keep everyone's attention. In the late 80s, other shows would try to capitalize on Double Dare's success, such as the short-lived Slime Time. And the less said about that, the better.
Yes, it's Slime Time! The messiest half hour on TV, where students and teachers compete in head-to-head competition.
Double Dare is credited with putting Nickelodeon Studios on the map, and in my opinion, should also be credited with creating the very concept of the kids' game show. So, in conclusion to my adult versus kids game shows look, do I really have a preference? No. They both have their merit, they both have their own separate appeal, and the two should never meet. And honestly, I still wish we had a Double Dare on the air today. My final thoughts are easy. Double Dare, Super Sloppy Double Dare, Family Double Dare, and Double Dare 2000 are simply Nickelodeon's finest game shows of all time.
You won it all. You are the champions. Hey, everybody, make sure you join us here every day on Double Dare 2000. You know what? We have all slime all the time.
And I'm your game show reviewer, reviewing the game show greats and the occasional dud. I'll see you next time. Oh.
Captain, I have you cornered. Come out now and I might be compelled to spare you.
All right, Commander. You got me. You're in control. I surrender. What the hell?
Captain, what just happened?
You're asking me?
Well, I thought I just saw you take a laser hit, but you clearly didn't.
Oh, damn it. We've been pulling the hologram trick on them so many times, they finally decided to pull one on us. She was never here, we were never under attack.
And I'm detecting another leap event. They're leaving?
Something's fishy here. Get us back to the plane.
Aye, sir.
Oh, there's my plane. Sarah, how much solar energy you got stored up?
Enough for a 10, maybe 15-year leap?
Okay, good. Let's get to it.